Shalom, it's me, Baht Of Zion, and today I'm coming to you on Baht Of Zion Reacts with the news coverage of one of the most popular Pop the Balloon shows, which is Pop the Balloon with Too Cold. Okay, and this content is addressing domestic violence. Allegedly, Too Cold has been arrested and he may currently be out on 10 charges pertaining to domestic battery, as reported by Daily Reporter. A McCordsville man is being held in Hancock County Jail under a $75,000 cash bond on charges of domestic battery and resisting law enforcement. Corey Gray Tibbs Jr., 30 years old, whom we know respectfully as Too Cold, at the 5000 block of Somerton Street, faces 10 charges. Those 10 charges that Tibbs faces includes level 5 felony attempt to commit domestic battery by means of a deadly weapon, level 5 felony domestic battery resulting in serious bodily injury, level 6 felony criminal recklessness committed with a deadly weapon, level 6 felony domestic battery committed in the physical presence of a child less than 16 years of age, and additional charges resisting law enforcement and multiple counts related to the domestic incident. Now, Pop the Balloon is a YouTube content that has major widestream exposure for the content that it brings, bringing people together of different ethnicities finding love. Okay? Now, the case against Tibbs was opened on Wednesday in Superior Court 1. Tibbs has had initial hearing Thursday morning via video with Judge D.J. Davis, who set a $75,000 cash bond. Davis entered a not guilty plea on behalf of Tibbs and told him if he can make bond, he'll need to wear a GPS monitor and take a drug test once a week, being that marijuana was found in his premises. Tibbs is not allowed to leave the state and is due back in court on May 20th, 2026 for a pre-trial conference. According to a probable cause affidavit, McCordsville police were called Sunday to the home in question on the reports of a physical domestic dispute in which a woman left the home and was walking down the street screaming while a man identified as Corey Tibbs was driving looking for her. Officers reported seeing Tibbs, designated as a habitual traffic violator and not allowed to drive, in the driver's seat of a vehicle. According to the report, Tibbs was driving the car in reverse, putting it in the garage and trying to shut the garage door on police officials. Despite the officers asking him to stop and get out of the vehicle, which was still running. Inside the garage, the report said an officer asked Tibbs to get out of the vehicle and to turn around, but Corey Tibbs refused and kept pulling away from the police officer. When the officers finally did get Tibbs handcuffed, they asked him why they were hearing reports of him trying to run over a woman with the vehicle. Tibbs told officers he was just trying to get her attention to come back to the house. According to the report, the woman told officers Tibbs had tried to choke her with his forearm to the point she had difficulty breathing. The woman told officers Tibbs was also sitting on her and she could not breathe. She said she believes she briefly lost consciousness. The report said the woman told officers she ran away from Tibbs northbound toward a field and at one point laid down in the field to hide. She said she then walked back to the house when she thought Tibbs had left the area. She also said while she was being choked in the living room, she thought she was going to die. The report noted during the altercation there were 3 children present, ages 7 years old and younger, inside the home. The woman told officers she had gotten away from Tibbs and walked outside calling for help when Tibbs tracked her down and tried to hit her with the car. The woman said if she had not jumped into a brick-lined mulch bed, Tibbs would have likely hit her. Officers reported seeing 2 tire marks leading from the street northwest over the curb into the grass, over the sidewalk, and into the southeastern yard on Wrightsville Place. The tire tracks appeared to be fresh as the marks were black and there was fresh grass on the sidewalk, the report stated. The report noted the woman thought perhaps Tibbs had a firearm when he was in the vehicle chasing her. While looking inside the vehicle, an officer found a small, tied plastic bag of a green plant-like leafy substance, the marijuana. When officers went to search Tibbs, the affidavit said they found a glass canning jar in Tibbs' coat pocket that contained a green leafy plant-like substance, marijuana. When searching Tibbs, officers noted he took off running toward the garage, but officers caught up with him and got him back into the police vehicle. However, police noted Tibbs fought with officers the whole time, resisting their actions. The report stated while the woman noted she had a gun, Tibbs often took it from her. Tibbs was not found with a weapon, and the gun was later found hidden inside the residence. All right now, Royal Family, that was the incident that was reported from the affidavit of the young woman who was assaulted within this domestic violence case, as well as the charges. Now we're going to go ahead and go over our Torah precepts that Pop the Balloon host to KOLD violated. And that first one is going to be Exodus chapter 21, verse 18 through 19. when men quarrel and one strikes another with stone or fist, he does not die, but has to take to his bed. If he then gets up and walks out the door upon his staff, the assailant shall go unpunished, except that he must pay for his idleness and his cure. Now, this precept, it establishes accountability for physical violence and injury. As notated from the affidavit, to KOLD, Mr. Corey Tibbs choked the female as she is walking about. So he is responsible for the damages towards her body. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 13. You shall not defraud your fellow. You shall not commit robbery. The wages of a laborer shall not remain with you until the morning. Now, this precept states that oppression inside the home is still oppression before Yahweh, which means to KOLD, Mr. Corey Tibbs, unfortunately, oppressed this young woman inside the home that they may have shared together in front of the 3 minor children. Leviticus 19, verse 17. You shall not hate your kinsman in your heart. Reprove your kinsman, but incur no guilt because of him. In this precept, we learn and know that hatred, uncontrolled anger, and abusive treatment are condemned according to the Torah. Psalms 11, verse 5, your wisdom. Yahweh seeks out the righteous man, but hates the wicked one who loves injustice. This precept states that Yahweh openly declares hatred toward those who love violence. And this was a domestic violence case, okay, where Mr. Gibbs has assaulted willfully now the young woman in his home, as well as following behind her in a vehicle over a curb to get to her. Now, royal family, let's flip it on the other side. Let's say if these two may have came into a relationship allegedly based on domestic violence when they first met, then a precept to consider would be Proverbs chapter 26, verse 27. And this is, once again, your wisdom. He who digs a pit will fall in it, and whoever rolls a stone, it will roll back on him. And this wisdom precept says, meaning people often become trapped by the very evil that they practice. And the reverse is also shown in Scripture, such as righteous people seek righteousness. Violent people gather with violence, and contentious people create contentious households. Shalom, Barakah.